Midnight Ramen is a minimally edited, live recorded podcast that takes place at midnight. Although Michael may not be consuming food, it's time to get your bowls out. It's chow time.
But I'll come back to you. Break stride, sailing me. Free falling, choose my enemy. Free from the things you say. It will all come back someday.
Good evening, gamers and other folks. Like, it feels like that transition was a little fast there on that one. I don't know if that was, though. Hope y'all are doing well tonight. Yeah, you are listening to Midnight Run with me, Michael. Hope y'all are doing well tonight. If you want to watch this live, you can go to twitch.tv/Meltaleric Original, where you can not only watch this live, but you can interact in the chat. You can shift how the show goes. You can also watch the after show. And all of it's uncut, too. So, yeah. And that's on Twitch for, even if you do miss it, though, because I get it. It's, midnight when I'm doing this. You still have like 2 weeks to watch it, but once it's gone, it's gone. But you can still watch them all on YouTube, every single one of them, and occasional other videos now. Yeah. Also, you can listen to this on Spotify, and I guess listen to watch it as well. I don't know why you would want to watch on Spotify. That just seems a little weird, but it's on there. It's on there. Yeah. I also have my radio show, or the retrospective radio show, which is just a prequel series, more or less just doing a 5-year anniversary on each episodes. But that's like all the stuff pre-recorded, whatever that's on it. That's was like 5 years ago to the day, which luckily enough, on last week's episode, I said I'd fucked up. I didn't. I thought I did, but apparently when I was looking at the list of ones I had that I needed to put on there or something like that, and it said 118, but really it was 1118, and I could definitely tell because of the way my cadence worked in the show. Like, I was like, how did I get so good? And I'm like, wait a minute. Let me check. Let me scoot back a little bit to see what the date on this was. And sure as shit, it was 11/18, not 1/18. And I think a little bit of it too was I was able to tell because it was muffled a little bit because of COVID, and I had to wear a mask the whole time. So that makes sense. But yeah. So end of the month, I should have an episode out because that's the first one. So next week, there should be one. I swear to God. This one, I'm not lying. But then I do have to work not only on this one, but like the next two. Like, if I can get 2 or 3 done, I'll probably crank them out real quick. Or take like a day to just get them done. Because I do need to get them done. I also need to work on another video. But that's besides the point. And yeah, but I think I need to get I don't want to get like too ahead of them. I should like have like 1 or 2 ready at least. So that way when a week comes, I can just put it out there and I'd be done with it. But I want to have it be as like I'm making it as close to the week as possible because like, yeah. But for the first real week in February, I probably should, because I'm going to be gone in Vegas for a couple of days, and one of them just happens to correlate with Midnight Ramen, so that means next week you're getting 2 episodes. I'm probably going to do it on Saturday, though, on Saturday going into Sunday not the next episode, but the following episode. Maybe I might get a guest on here. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I have not planned that out yet. It's like with my radio show, I used to really plan that out ahead of time. This, obviously, I don't, but it's more of like a journal. But I probably should plan it out better, but nah. I like the chaotic flow of it because sometimes I get into the flow. Sometimes I get an idea that's like, oh, this will work. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does. But that's besides the point. I think that's another thing that now I'm thinking about. I already said that's besides the point. And when I was doing the radio shows, I definitely found myself saying certain phrases a lot. And it depends on the show and what it was talking about. But there were definitely phases where I was saying, like, I'm trying to think of one that I would typically do. I can't, like, off the top of my head, like, that's besides the point is a good one. I think I definitely did say that quite a bit. So anyways, that's a big one too. I do know that one was one. So anyways, I don't know why. That was a good transition. Not. I gotta be honest. There's been a lot. Like, I think I've already mentioned it last episode, but the past couple weeks I've had car troubles. Not in like a bad way. Not this week though. Not this week and last week though. But like over the past like few weeks I've had car stuff, or just seen a lot of car stuff happening around. So I took my car into the shop, I think beginning of the year, or like end of the year, and they're like, yeah, you should probably get your car is probably on its last legs. Like, you can, like, I could get like a part of it replaced and whatever, but like to do so, it's like kind of not worth it. But if it were to do it, it would be still a solid car. And honestly, I still think it is a solid car. But once it rusts away, it's done. I feel like it's done for. It is actually done skis. But I was still driving it around, and then, I was looking around trying to get a new car, and I found a new car, and I got a new car, and I'm driving a new car. And while that was going on, I think after I got the car, or meanwhile, one of my friend of the show, Cam's car died. like actually died. So that's there. And then when I got my car, and actually not my car, I was in the process of buying a new car, or buying the car that I have now. And I was going up to Fargo for the weekend. So I was like, hey, I'm going to use my mom's car because I don't trust my car to do the trip because that would just be absolutely ass. So I used her car, and on the way there, we stopped in Alexandria, checked my phone. Yeah, my dad got in a car accident, and now he's using my car. Hilarious. Not actually funny, but just like, I mean, he's fine. He's fine. And he's saying he's absolutely fine. I know I did talk about this last episode, but he's absolutely fine. I did check in and call him and make sure that he's okay. But like a deer, like, came on the side of the road and just basically slammed into the car. And luckily he didn't, like, not a scratch on him. Again, said he's fine, but it hit the driver's side. And crazy that the thing walked off, but that deer's probably dead in someone's meat locker or freezer or somewhere. Especially this last week, probably outside. Just goddamn, dude, it's been freezing, and I think that's the reason that some of the cars have been like not like dying. And then, speaking of more cars dying, and then I think last week my girlfriend's car died. And she got the diagnose, or like the confirmation that it died yesterday, or like 2 days ago. It's like, god damn. Or it must have been yesterday. Or, oh no, 2 days ago. Would have been Tuesday. Or it would have been Monday. I don't really know. I think it was Tuesday. And then, yeah, it was Tuesday. And then also Cam's car, who I mentioned at the beginning, his car was basically the second one to get, have troubles and break itself. Then his wife's car had troubles. But luckily it was like a one-time thing. Thank God. Oh my God. Like, God, it's been enough. Like, enough car trouble stuff. I don't need it. I don't need that to happen to anyone else in my life right now. I'm done with that shit. Get that shit out of here. That stays. Let's keep this in January. Once the month is over, let's just keep all this car trouble stuff in January and leave it there. Nothing else. No more. I don't want that. I don't need anyone else to have their car break down on them or something like that. I mean, struggles to turn over, like, since cold. It's like been really cold. The past couple of days it's been, well, except for the past today or like Wednesday, it was in the 26th, but before that, like Monday, Tuesday, it was freezing cold. Like actually freezing cold. Like too cold. Like the kind of cold, even though they didn't do it, the kind of cold where they would shut down schools. That's cold. Like that cold. Like, and it's crazy too now. I find it weird because now for schools, like after the side effects of COVID, like now schools can't really get away with like snow/cold days. And even when I was in school, when I was in like, elementary going on up through high school, like very rarely in my school is they rarely took a day off. Like it would have to be an act of God for us to have a day off or a snow day. I wish I was kidding. Like hell would have to freeze over for us to get a snow day. We never did. Except for the couple of times that it did. I remember, but there were a couple times there that it snowed a shit ton. And I remember one time when I was in like fifth grade, and oh yeah, it was fifth grade. I remember exactly. I remember it was like noon. So it was like snowing hard. And on the bus ride home, I get off my bus stop was at the top of a hill because that's where my bus stop was. And the bus was struggling hard, very bad. And I think me and a couple of other people just decided to get off because it was close enough and just walk the way home. And that's what we did. It was bad. But like that was like probably the one, maybe two times, like that, like maybe once or twice did that even happen. But freezing, we've had that happen. Well, mainly it was my freshman year of high school that it happened when we had like temperatures, like the temperature said it was like -25 or whatever, but the wind chill was like -50. So of course cars won't, like the buses will not start. That's how bad, like that's what it was. And that happened for like a couple days and then it was over. And once it was done, it was done. But I think with COVID having, changed doing online learning and stuff like that, it made it a lot more accessible and things like that. And I feel like I still wonder for kids like that live out in the country, and not to say that even like my Wi-Fi is bad, but honestly, no offense, my internet sucks ass. Like I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. But I can't imagine for like kids that live out in the like actual boondocks, like they have to go on a dirt road to go on another dirt road to go on another dirt road to get to an actual road, like paved road. Yuck. I just, I can't imagine, and even being on one of those roads in the winter, that's scary as shit. That is scary as shit. Like when I was a delivery driver, like I kind of hated going on those. Although those were easier drives sometimes because if you knew where you were driving, you were fine. Like, and sometimes, like, even it was better than like driving on the just plain dirt road, because if it was the dirt road in the winter, you're like, oh God, it's ice. It's sheer ice. But if there was white on it, you're like, okay, I got this. I got this. And you see, sometimes it was even better than the actual dirt, just straight up, because the dirt road sucked. Especially the ones I had to drive on. Like, you could slide in, like, in the summertime, which was crazy. Especially, not that I was like that crazy of a driver, but like, still, I could swerve if I wasn't paying enough attention. Thank God I'm done doing that. Speaking of which, I was in the mail. I got a tax form from them. I'm not gonna claim it because like it's literally $4. Should I claim it on my taxes? Yeah, but it's so small and minuscule. Like, why would I? And I don't know why they would give that. It just seems a little weird and dumb to me. Why would I even have that? And I think some other people that I worked with have definitely probably gotten some. Because I know my girlfriend, who also used to work there, got one. Her and her sister did. So I'm willing to bet that some of the other people that I worked with got checks from them for whatever reason, which doesn't make sense. But it's whatever. And also, the store's dead. The actual physical store itself, not the like company, but the store is dead. It just died. Straight up died. So yeah. They tried to revive it. They thought, oh, we could do without you guys. Hubris. Very big hubris. I'm not going to go into details on that because there's a lot of minutia I don't want to get into. And not for this. But yeah. That's it. Just on a random Thursday just said, we're done. Closed. We were going to eat there, and then we drove over and saw, nope, doors were locked, lights were off. And I don't think that even the employees, I mean, the employees probably knew a little bit, but they weren't like informed. But I bet they knew. They knew. But it sucks. It sucks because like I have a lot of I have a lot of memories from there. And we put a lot of, time into that store, but also at the same time, there were a lot of bad memories too, and things going on about it, that it's good that we moved on from that. That I moved on and my family moved on and the people that I worked with moved on from it. It's good that they did because fuck that store. And it's not like a bad thing. And when we were doing it, we had like lots of deals and we were making the community proud. But like once corporate was like, oh, I'm getting into it. There's some corporate stuff that like, I think I talked about it on past way back, but some of that stuff that led to me and my family and a lot of other people leaving killed the store, and they didn't realize it. And that lost them a lot of deals because when they tried to open up, they didn't have those deals, so they didn't have as much income as they wanted. And I bet that's a big reason why they failed this time. They didn't have the big like school deals or any of the company deals that we had, that we took with us, like kind of intentionally took with us. And that's as much as I want to care to say about that. It sucks, but what are you gonna do? I want to go back to my other job when I was not the TV station. I want to see how when I was a building manager at the Comstock Memorial Union on the campus of Minnesota State University Moorhead. I want to see how the space has changed. I mean, it really hasn't, but I kind of want to actually see the ballroom because I know they were planning on doing like a renovation on that for like years, mainly when I was like about to leave, but they were like, yeah, we're trying to renovate this space because it's old as hell. The floor, the hardwood, like it was like hardwood, but it was starting to warp, weirdly enough. And like you could see it a little bit, but when you were standing in certain places, you could definitely tell. You could definitely tell it was warping bad. And there were like lights that were freaking going out all the damn time, so you had to make sure like those were out. Like I had to change light bulbs a fuck ton. And I was the main guy to do that. I feel like I had to change out those little shitty light bulbs. Like I could put in a new one. Next time I was working, I had to put another one in that exact same spot. Like some of them were good, some of them were bad, but man, I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore. Do that stuff. Oh, and especially on the ladder. Like I think that's the reason why I'm the lift guy now at where I work, is because like, yeah, if I'm up super duper high, I'm going to be like, oh fuck, I should not be here. But also at the same time, I don't have, like, if it's small heights or whatever, it's like, hey, I'm fine, I'm safe. If I mess up, like low heights enough, like, yeah, I could hurt myself, if I could die if I fall on my head, like, yeah, sure. But low enough that if like, oh, I landed on my feet or rolled into it, I'd be fine. Or yeah, I'm gonna be taking a little bit of leave there, but not like too crazy. Unless if like the lift fell. Oh my god, if the lift fell, I'm probably dead. I'm dead. I'm either dead or in a coma, because that would be crazy. Like actually. Because that thing is falling, and that's falling hard. And with the momentum that I got, ooh, it's going to be nasty. But I've never seen that happen. Knock on wood. I don't want to see that happen. But I want to see how the space is now, because like I know they were trying to renovate it for years, and I just want to see it again. And I know my boss is super cool. I want to see them again too. Hell yeah. And since like the major that I went into, literally a whole like portion of it is event space stuff. It's crazy that the way my class was the first class to go through the whole system of entertainment industry and technology. That was the name of the program, EIT for short. And it was mainly the music industry program, but just broadened. But I feel like because of what we did and how it worked when the starting class was around, I think we definitely shaped it to being like, oh, here's like some more musician side. Here's some more, maybe the back end stuff. But I think now with there being more just like an event space management, that sort of thing set up, and Teardown obviously do that live event spaces, I think that's definitely kind of reined in and broadened the scope of what people in the major can do and should be looking for. And honestly, I should reach out to my professor, because I'm literally doing what the program was about. I probably should email him or message him. I know he's on Facebook all the time. He's funny. He's funny as hell. And he's probably, he is one hell of a dude though. Very cool. And I'm trying to think of a funny story that I've had with him. I mean, he's one of those guys that has a lot of history, but it's funny because of his hair. Because like even when I was there too, it's kind of like my length of hair. Like this is probably as long as I really ever saw it. I mean, it got longer than that, but like in person, I think where I have it now is probably as long as I've ever seen it. Maybe a bit more, maybe less. But when it was in the program, he showed like pictures of him like when he was like, you know, in his 20s and 30s, and he has like long hair. It's like, dude, how do you even like rocker hair, like straight up rocker hair? It's like, dude, and I know like by the end there, I think by the end of my time there, I think he definitely had like a whole like one of our other professors that was starting there early on in that program had like if you saw him from behind, you could definitely mistake him for a woman. Like, I'm gonna be flat out honest. And my main professor, like the head of the department there, by the end of my time at MSUM, was definitely getting on that side. I mean, he had like more of like a mullet going on, but I think he was definitely getting there, and I think a little even bit afterwards too. But yeah, but he knows how to get a good cut. Like, goddamn, dude, goddamn. And he has good dogs. Like he takes good pictures of his dogs. You know what? But it's not. But this guy, Bacon over here, he's photogenic. And he's lost it. And I have spoken about this, but he has lost a lot of weight. Earlier today, I had like a bowl of ravioli. And I was like, I wonder how long it's going to take him to just appear. And right as I was thinking that, I see him coming. I'm like, ah, crap. I barely even touched the lid to open it. And he was already like on his way. And he knew. He just knew. So I'm like, how? How even? But then I gave him his own wet food. And he gobbled that up before I even got to eating my food. It was scary. And it's like I got him like a 24 pack or 48, I can't remember, of like wet food, like small little individual sizes or servings. And he's only gone through 3 since Christmas. That's pretty good. Like I don't like giving him wet food. I'm the only one to give him wet food because I made that a rule because I don't want him eating wet food all the time because that's how he'll gain weight. But he's definitely kept it off. And I think a lot of it has to do with like the food he's on as well, because like he is still eating a shit ton because he's just like honest to God a glutton, but he's drinking more. And because of the weight management, the food that he's eating is more for weight management. So he's getting fuller because he's drinking more and he's pissing more. Like he pisses like a motherfucker. I have seen him take 30-second long pees. Like he takes a good long pee anytime that he goes there. He knows he's a piss boy. I'm gonna straight up say he is a piss boy. He's my piss boy. This guy, and this is him being a little fat. Like he's fat here. He's like probably 20-some pounds, like more than 20-some pounds, like 25, 26. Now he's like down to 18. That's crazy. And good for him. And that's what he should be at. But even so, he's just fucking huge. Like he is a big boy. He's just massive. But yeah. Let's get on to some magic packs because I've been thinking about it. I've been really thinking about it. You know what? I'm gonna open them off to the side just as like, you know, just to give some preamble. But like, yeah, bacon. Oh my God, I love my goddamn cat. I think right about here for the pack. Right about here for the pack trick. I'm gonna keep that down. But yeah, I definitely do think it's because I think partially it has to do something with this litter because since like August I changed over to kind of more like a clay based litter, which has not worked as well because you get like a huge you know, when you get like a grass seed bag or whatever, like for your lawn, like those size bags, or like for salt or whatever, you get those size bags for like, you know, 13, 10, whatever bucks. I get those. I get 2 of those, and he goes through that within like 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. I wish I was kidding. But it is cheaper than like the regular sand stuff, because once I have to like go through bags, like I have to clean it out every like 2 days, like totally clean it out every 2 days, because he fills that thing up like with piss and other stuff and poop. Pee and poop. But once it's clean, oh man. I definitely have seen it. The one thing I also get him too, he always... Did I do a pack trick on this one? No, I didn't. So I have to remember that. I'm going to do that right now. I think we're right about here. And the one thing that... Whenever I clean his bowl or his box, this guy, I swear to God, he always, almost without fail, when I have his box clean, he walks up, steps in it, and does his business. I'm like, dude, I just cleaned this. Give me a break, please. He's like, nah, fuck you. You know, fuck you, we're going to Magic Pigs. We'll open these Magic Pigs. I gotta find out the best the framing on this is not perfect. I had it once, and then I knocked it or something, and now I can't get it back. The perfect frame of my mat. But that's whatever. What am I gonna do? I feel these packs are gonna be decent, but we'll see if that's true. This first pack, we got Felling Blow, Battlesong Berserker, and we got the commons. Do we got our boy? No, we do not got our boy. Sad. Get a goblin token, a foiled Tranquil Cove, a foil Make Your Move. It's a common. Oh, and then we got loot. I actually kind of want to pull another loot. That's awesome. And then we got a Sierra Angel and a Rogue's Passage. Not bad. Not bad. Could be worse. Could actually be worse. I wanted another loot because I'm building decks as per usual. And god damn it, I'm a fiend when it comes to building decks. Mischievous Mystic for the next pack. Goblino Surprise. Hold on, let me get this sorted. Evolving Wilds, and we don't have another one in this one. Son of a bitch. Oh, cards fell. One of the cards fell. And I did the pack trick wrong, so you know I meshed it up. We got a Needletooth pack. Fairy token. We got a Blossoming Sands. Foil Infestation Sage. Ooh, we got a Herald of Eternal Dawn. Flash. It's a mythic. It has flash, flying, and you can't lose the game, and your opponents can't win the game. Hell freaking yeah, buddy. Warden of the Cycle. I actually haven't seen this card. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, choose one. Nice. Then Cephalid Ink Mage. And they changed cephalids so that they're just octopuses now, or octopi. Which I guess is fine. But like, people know. And you can like rule 0, or you just know. If you're gonna get rules lawyery about that stuff, you're the problem. Oh, I didn't even do the pack trick right. Jesus Christ. We got a Ravenous Amulet, Diagraph Ghoul, Isan Hornbeetle, and then we got the commons. Come on. Do we got our boy? We do not got our boy. No hair apparently. But we got a rat token. We got a Dismal Backwater foil. We got a Bulk Up in foil. Then we got a 1,000-Year Storm. Okay. That's honestly some of the bad. Some of them are good. Some of them are bad. I'm not gonna say that wasn't too bad. I'm gonna say that wasn't too bad. Loot. I mean, not the biggest bowl, not enough to save this, but not even Herald of the whatever. Not even the Herald is enough to be enough to save the pack, but decent cards in that. I'll just say. Oh boy. I think my hair's starting to alfalfa. My hair's crazy, dude. It has a mind of its own. Like, the reason that I go to my barber, and my barber says this, dude, it's like, it's a colic. Wait, it's a beaver pelt with colics. That's what he said. He calls it a beaver pelt with colics, and it's hard as shit to cut. And this is untamable. I could wash my hair and it'd be everywhere. Like, oh, brush it? Okay, sure. Put on a hat. All that work is done. All that work is undone immediately. Like, no way is it going to stay safe. Ugh. Oh, it's a little red on the camera. Blue. Dabba-dee dabba-die. That's a little too blue. Red. That's better. Blue. It's like red versus blue. You know, I mean, I'm not a huge football fan. I'm not that big of a football fan. And last week, I worked like 2 events where they were wanted to watch football. One of us were the Vikings, and they got absolutely torn a new one. And then another event that I was teching, wanted to watch the games that were going on that night. It was Saturday, so the first game of that was the Houston or the Texans, it's Houston though, because you also have the Dallas Cowboys and you have the Houston. So like, I'm just gonna call them Houston Texans, which is like, that just doesn't seem right because you have 2 Texas teams. But they were facing against the Cheaters, otherwise known as the Chiefs. I think we should just call them that now. They're not the Chiefs, they're the Cheaters. Because, holy crap, it was so apparent from the beginning of the game that everyone on the broadcast side wanted the Chiefs to win. Maybe except for maybe the crew, the actual like people filming and doing the audio and stuff. Well, actually, maybe the clips person. But like, everything was so focused on like appeasing to the Chiefs crowd. Of course, you had the obligatory shot of Taylor Swift and blank person in that game. It was Caitlin Clark, like very big female basketball player. She like graduated college like last year, but then she went into the WNBA almost immediately. She's that good. Crazy that her team also like lost against like New York or something like that. It sucks for that Iowa team though. It's like they were doing so good and they had like a superstar player, but man, even like our like basketball team in my college, they were good when I was there. Like, they were very good, but they would just get cucked all the time when it came to like the playoffs. Every single time. Like, we had good basketball teams. I think the guys started off shitty, but then they got decent. But we had good basketball teams, and they just never made it far because they would just always get like have one bad game, and they would just be done against a team that, you know, they probably either played before or haven't played before. But like, like very stupid, like not stupid, but like how are you gonna fight that sort of errors? Like how are you gonna how can you fix that except for playing the game again? Like rolling the dice and doing it again. You know? And but no, going back to the football game, like of course they show that shot, but then during the halftime they go to the commentator's bench and you see Jason Kelsey, I can't remember his Jason Kelsey? I'm sorry if I'm getting that name wrong. I thought it started with a J, but Travis's older brother. Travis is the Chiefs guy, obviously, but I think it's Jason. It has to be Jason, right? It started with a J. I'm more than certain. But he was one of the he was front and center on the commentator table or panel, whatever, for the halftime thing. And it's like, bro, be more obvious that you want them to win. Be more obvious. And I think it's a reason that he was on there is to stop him from fucking drinking. Because like every time that he was like at one of his brother's games, he was drunk off his ass. But also at the same time, he was like conscious, like he's drunk off his ass, but like in a good way. In a good way. Like he knows what he's doing, but he's not gonna be a dumbass, but he's gonna be kind and like good and whatever to just party with people. Cause like I remember there's like a couple times where it's like, you know, kids wanted to, like he was like right next to the booth and like Taylor and stuff. Like he like showed kids, like literally lift them up and brought them to Taylor. I know there's an image of that, and that's funny. But I think the effect from last season of like, oh, the Kelsey stuff, and I feel like that's totally waned off. And everyone should be against the Chiefs because they have been in the playoffs since like 2019. 2019, they have not missed a playoffs and have gone far. They've gone far. And that's not to say that they don't deserve to be there. They do. They're a really good team. But it's just that they get a lot of help from places that they shouldn't be getting help from. And it's obvious. It's very obvious at this point. Like one of the main refs that they had at this past game, 100% win rate with the Chiefs. Like that should not be possible. Like how even? Like yeah, they are a good winning team, but like to have 100% win rate, you gotta probably think something's up there, right? Like, am I wrong? But whatever. What are you gonna do? Good, but I feel like they are going to get their asses handed to by the Bills, even though the Bills like barely made it in their last game. Oh, the Bills are gonna kill them. Because I think that was the one game that they lost this season. I think everyone in the league that's not the Chiefs, or in the league, the higher ups and that's not playing whatever franchise, whatever, want them to lose. Every single team, everyone wants them to lose. Even the fans want them to lose. When, like, come on. But who knows? But then on the other side, you got the Commanders, the Washington Commanders, and the Eagles. I kind of want the Eagles to win, but it'd be really fun. It would have been so funny if the Eagles lost, because then the two final games would be red versus blue, thus bringing it back to what I was mentioning with the purple. Like, that was the whole point of that. But no, like, it would have been so funny. It would have been so funny if that would have happened. But nah. And hopefully the color theory doesn't happen. I want them to fucking lose. Pardon my language, but I really want the Chiefs to lose. Plain and simple. If the Eagles win, get to the Super Bowl, sure, shit, I don't care. Commanders win? Hell yeah, cool. Yeah. But I do want to see the Bills kick their fucking teeth in. Or just give them a new one. And hopefully it's not on I really hope it's not on their turf. Or not the Bills turf. I hope it's not on Chiefs turf because goddamn, dude, no. God, no. You just know it's going to be rigged. Just have it on, like, hell, don't even broadcast it. Fuck that. Just tell us this. Just have someone there, a third party, whatever, just telling the score and commentating, and then release the score. Don't have just no interaction. Just let it happen. I think that's enough football. But it is fun to watch sports. Like, shit, I'm not a sports guy. I am totally not a sports guy, but fuck, it is fun sometimes to watch sports. And crazy to see, like even like, professional sports. It's like, oh, do you think you can do that? But no, you can't. No, you can't. Hell, even like with wrestling too. Like when, like a couple weeks ago, I went to watch like my high school wrestle, and I saw some funky shit too. Like the wrestling, like there were some scrambles in there that I was like, this would never happen in my time. Like one guy maybe, but even then it wasn't this funky. Like it was so funky to the point where it's like, you can't tell who's getting pinned. It's like, it's like almost freestyle. And even then I was like, I'm like scratching your head trying to figure out who's on top or who's winning. That's this kind of scrambles that were happening. It was crazy. There are a few there. But the fact that they're starting to put that my wrestling team's starting to put legs in more, because I was a huge leg rider back in the day. And I was the only one to do it. Like I was the only one to really do it. Like, people did it, but they didn't know how to do it like I did. But now I'm seeing like, oh, a good portion of the team does it. It's like, I wonder why. And it's good though. Yeah. Because like back in my time, it was like all about the half Nelson, which at that time does not work. Like, may work against a guy that sucks, that, they're already tired out or whatever, but going up against a guy that's like dangerous or whatever, you got to wear him down. And leg riding was the way to leg riding is a very good way to do it. And I was like, I knew, like, there were very few times, even like a guy that was like a state champion, like there's very few times that I knew that I was going to lose. I remember one time we went to Wisconsin for one of our like out of state, like kind of national tournament sort of stuff for a varsity team. And what was it? Actually, yeah, we went to, the varsity did their stuff. And I feel like I went there for another reason, but I can't remember. I know my girlfriend in college did some softball stuff there a couple times, and I watched her do some stuff like local sports things there in Appleton, or was it Gacuna? Same thing, the Ghost, whatever. Like, I remember going there, I'm like, I know this place. It smells like a huge fucking paper mill. It smells like shit. I know this. It smells like mothballs. Yeah, I know this place. What? But then we went to, like, the JV did their own tournament, like a separate tournament. And, like, I think I went up against, like, this whole bracket that I had was pretty good. I was winning against most of them, but this one guy pinned everyone in the first period, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm the last opponent. So I just remember going up against him. Coming out of that first period, I was like, holy crap, I got out of the first period. I don't know how I'm here, but I'm alive. And then I don't know if I chose or he chose for me to go on top. I think he chose for me to go on top. But no, I was riding, actually. I think I was riding. And I was doing decent. Like, I was winning, but I wasn't winning easy. Because I was, like, riding for dear life. And then it got into the second period. I started on top, and I was riding for, like, maybe 30 seconds. And I got to a point where it's like, oh, I remember the exact moment that I knew I was going to lose. I just, like, felt I was riding too high. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. And then sure as shit, the guy just, like, got up or peeked out. And that never happened. Like, I was, like, riding high, and I wasn't trying to ride high. I just a split moment that I was riding high. I'm like, oh fuck, here it comes. And sure as shit, boom, pinned me. Almost instantly. I could, like, iron grip. I could not move. That guy pinned me. And sure enough, that guy was a state champion that year. Like, no joke. That guy was the state champion that year. I'm like, of course. Makes sense. But yeah. And then going home was a huge pain in the ass because it was like a snowstorm. We didn't get home till like 2 a.m. It was bad. It was really bad. And we, like, had to call our parents or whatever that we were coming home. And I still remember that. Another reason why I remember that trip, that entire trip, one thing we had to do for one of our social studies classes was to do, like, an intergenerational project. So you have to do a whole story or interview, but from your great grandparents, your grandparents, your parents, and yourself, and just do, like, a story thing, and then do, like, oh, some of them you have, like, an event for this year, event for this generation, event for that generation, or whatever topic. You have to put it into like a book. And I remember working a lot on it right before, like, at that deadline. Like, the deadline was like Monday or something like that. And like, we came back on Sunday. Actually, no, we came back on Saturday. We arrived on Sunday at like 2 a.m. Once I woke up, I worked on that thing till about almost 11 p.m. So about, like, a good 15 hours. I got that thing done. I think I probably got, like, I got a couple of extra points because my teacher was a huge baseball guy, and I had a picture of me, my dad, and Kirby Puckett. And of course, it was just a cheap shot. I'm like, this will be funny, and this will be good because I know he'll probably love it. That got me extra points. I'm like, fuck yes, let's go. I think I got like I'd have to look at the score, and I wasn't the best writer, but I think I got like I want to say either I got just like maybe 2 points deducted or 2 points off or 2 points over, something like that, or 3 points over. I can't remember. It's like 42. It's like a good number that I remember out of like 40 per se. Or it was like 48 out of 50. Something like that. I feel like that's what it was. And of course, there were extra bonus, like 3 bonus points because I had a picture of Kirby Puckett. I'm like, yes! And that was a crazy story too, because I think I did mention that story before because he retired. Kirby Puckett was a Minnesota baseball player, you know, in the early 60s. He iconic. I mean, no, Harmon Killebrew. My bad. Harmon Killebrew. Let me get that right. God damn. So he retired to Arizona because, you know, he's getting old and a lot of people do retire, and he had a lot of money and he just retired down there. And when I was a kid, I don't know for what reason or whatever, one of the local pizza places just decided to have like a meet and a meetup or a meet and greet with him. And I think me and my dad were mainly the only two people that were there to see him. And I remember getting a lot of, like, I remember what I was wearing. I was like probably 7 at the time. And I would always wear like this jacket for the M&M's race car. I would always wear that jacket. It was like one of those like pinup jackets. I always wore that. And I know it's in the picture too. But I was also a kid, so I got it. I knew he was like one of the baseball players that my dad watched when he was a kid. And we got a bunch of baseball signed by him. And on the way home, apparently I got some ice cream from there as well at the pizza place, because I do remember they had ice cream. And I was licking it over the baseballs. And my dad leans over to say no, and then he crashes the car, which I don't remember that. I don't remember that because actually no, I don't remember that. Because like I don't remember the damage that would have been caused by that. Cuz like he like hit like a light pole or like a fire hydrant or something like that. I can't remember. Something like to that effect, or a garbage can. And I don't remember if there was any damage. Like, I know what car he would have been driving, but for the love of God, do not remember. Don't think that he had that any damage to it. If that, I'm just dumb. Just don't remember. But yeah, I think I still have that ball, or couple of the balls. But we gave them out to my league team at the time. So yeah. Oh, I should probably wrap it up. So, again, as I said at the top of the show, if you want to watch this live, you can go to twitch.tv/MiltLyricOriginal. All one word? I guess you could, you have to do it one word. And you can interact in the chat. You can change how the show goes. You can correct me, like, even Cam was here. And hope your car troubles are coming closer to an end. I mean, he's not going to get a car till later because he's going to be working for a long time or doing some work in a couple months that, you can't really use a car for. Or it's kind of pointless to have a car. But, yeah. And, what was it going on? Okay, back to wrapping it up. So you can interact in the chat, you can correct me and do stuff like that. And you can watch the after show, and you can watch this happen live, unedited. And if you'd miss it, hey, that happens. You have for up to 2 weeks to watch it, and then it's gone off of Twitch. But the edited version of this is on YouTube, where you can not only watch that, but you can also watch some of my other stuff, where I post some occasional videos. I'm going to try to hopefully post one this week, but don't count on it. Definitely for sure next week if I can do it. But I don't want to say don't count on it, but I want to put out a video by the end of the month. And it's the 23rd. I could do it. I got 8 days. It is fine. Hell, if I put out 2 in a week, that'll be fine, right? Sure. Why not? And oh yeah, you can also go on to the Spotify where you can watch this, I guess, starting at episode 100 and onward. And you can also watch or listen to the Midnight Ramen, the radio show, where it's just a prequel series to this, when I used to do this as a radio show back in college. Yeah. I'm going to be completely honest. I feel like this is a solid episode. It's been a solid episode. I'm not done yet. It's just a thought that came to me. that I was just like, damn, this actually has been a solid episode. Because I've talked a lot, and I've been thinking about like the title. I'm like, I don't really know. But Gradients, I got to say some stuff about them. Thank you for the use of their song. Used to it off the album The Call, their first album, their next album. So, in an interview, Ford literally just name dropped the title of the album. Like, I'm kind of pissed. But it's good. It's very nice. It's good. So, drum roll, please. Drum roll if you want to. But the title, if you haven't looked on it, and they have like it on their Facebook page where you can look at the interview. But the title of their next album is... Oh, shit. I forgot it. Fuck. I literally like looked it up before. Damn it. I'm mad. It's not even that forgettable. I just want to get it right. Just like one of their songs on their first album. Get it right. Oh, damn it. I literally looked it up before I got on here. I'm mad. Okay, I got the order of the words. Thinking about them, I got the order of the words wrong. So, drum roll again. For real this time. But the title of Gradients' second album is Come What May. And it's about like a lot of the titles that he was talking about, it kind of makes sense. And the theming of the album is about that in between moment, because especially for them, some of them, like Darian is like the oldest of the group, like by a year, barely, if that. And he graduated a year before the other guys did. But it's kind of about that, what am I doing after college? Or what am I doing with my life after blank? Or like I definitely know one of the songs I feel like is about relationships. I'm not going to say which one. I feel like I know one of the things is about one of them. But like, what to do now? What's going on? And I hope my thoughts, because I played Waiting before the episode started. I hope that song is the last track on the album. Like last official quote unquote track on the album, because what a way to end the album. What an actual way to end the album if they did that. I feel like this one's going to be so much better than their first. Like, not to say any of their songs on the other one are bad. Some of them are but some of them are better than others. But this one is going to blow this one. This album is going to blow the other one out of the water. No contest. Like, it's going to be real good. But yeah, no shilling. But thank you guys for listening, watching, doing what you do, and all that other stuff. As I look at the time, beans, it ain't midnight anymore. But it's midnight somewhere else. So until it becomes midnight here once again, I'll catch you later. But until then, until it becomes midnight here once again, I'll see you later. I thought I pressed the button early. Bye-bye.
Used to it.